This is about the sad and strange death, weird death of an entertainer, a guy named Russ Colombo. His actual name was Ruggiero Eugenio di Rodolfo do Colombia. Colombo, I'm sorry. He was a super talented guy. He was a singer, he was a songwriter, musician, he was an actor. At least a dozen songs he wrote were smash hits for some of the biggest names in the entertainment for that decade that he was around. He also was an early participant in films when talkies of sound came into use. He was a young man on his way up to the top until he was shot to death. On Sunday, September 2, 1934, Colombo was visiting a friend, a photographer, Lansing Brown, who was a gun collector. According to Brown, he said, quote, I was absent-mindedly fooling around with one of the guns. It was of a dueling design and works with a cap and trigger. I was pulling back on the trigger and clicking it time after time. I had a match in my hand and then I clicked. Apparently, the match caught in between the hammer and the firing pin. There was an explosion. Russ slid to the side of the chair. He was dead. The ball had ricocheted off a nearby table and hit Colombo in the left eye. I mean, what are the chances of that? Surgeons tried to remove the ball from his brain, but he was dead within 6 hours. He technically was dead when it went in his eye. They kept him alive, but the family never told Colombo's mother how her son died, or for that matter, he was dead. On the day he died, she was in the hospital. She was recuperating from a heart attack, and the children, the other brothers and sisters, determined it was, and I agree, it just wasn't best to tell her what happened. And the brothers kept the secret until she died 10 years later. But there was an investigation, and it was determined that it was a mistake. But you have to admit, this guy's holding a musket-loading revolver that he knows fires with a match, and so, and then it ricocheted really across the room into the guy's eye. That's wow, pretty remarkable. But who knows? Strange things do happen.